Oh, I just love that theme music. Hello and welcome to another episode of Educating with Ease. And we'll quiz Bob when he comes on here about what those E's are. It's a pun for those of you who are not literary people. Pun, pun, pun. All right, so we're here for another episode. We are in July of 2024, and we're doing this episode in the studio. Super exciting to have a studio episode here. But before we dive in to bring our guest in and have a conversation, which the whole premise of this pod, for those who are not loyal listeners, is to make our large community smaller, get to know people, and just build relationships within the North Penn School District. Speaking of relationships, the guy who knows everyone, the one that everyone knows, my friend, colleague, who has the best intro music, by the way. Here comes that music. Here we go. All right, we got that music rolling. Oh, it sounds great. Here he comes. Watch for this signature move. Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Gilmer. There he is. There's his move. Dance moves. All right, love it, Bob.
That's my move.
How we doing, Bob, this mid-July?
It is great. It's July. We're in the podcast mode. I'm loving it right now. And the music, I'm loving my own music again. The funk. I'm bringing back the funk all summer. How you been?
I'm doing okay. Very, very busy. My part-time job just ended. I think I talked on the last episode about coaching Little League Baseball. The part-time job just ended this weekend. Great season for the Harleysville Hornets and my son's team. Glad to get a break, though. So looking forward to a family vacation coming up that first week in August. The weather has calmed down a little bit. Bob, it's been hot. Real hot with no rain.
It's been super hot. So we talk about things that are going on. I got to visit some friends out in Pittsburgh. I don't know what it was like in the North Penn area, but I was out in Western PA. He lives up on a ridge of one of those mountains out there. Mm-hmm. Ooh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful. Good breeze. Was not hot this weekend. I'm sure it was awful here. Is that what I was hearing?
Oh, it was hot.
Okay,
yeah,
good. No, it was beautiful where I was at because I brought it.
So let's go tangentially here. Sure. Just for fun. Every time I've been to Pittsburgh, I am amazed at the lack of traffic. What was your experience? Like, it's nothing like Philadelphia.
It's not. Traffic is not good. Okay. But I wasn't in Pittsburgh, so I'm outside. It's like suburbs, too. So yeah. Okay. Suburbs, it's all the mountains and driving around. So you're just doing a lot of hills up and down, up and down. Yeah. But no, it's not better in Pittsburgh.
No?
Yeah, okay. So anybody listening, go ahead and throw the comments under the podcast. If you've been to Pittsburgh, lived in Pittsburgh, tell me if you think traffic is great in Pittsburgh.
I think it's way better than Philly. I'm going to put it out.
That's the difference, right?
Okay. We're setting the bar low.
Better than Philly, it may be, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
I disagree with that.
So all in all, you're doing well, Bob.
Everything's great. We're getting ready for the school year. Very excited for that. 24, 25. Man, I'm old. Tell you what.
24, 25.
That's a lot of school years.
34th year in education?
I have 34.5 years
oh my goodness.
At the North Penn School District. Yeah, it's been a while.
All right, so those who don't know the PSERS retirement system for public school employees, 35 is the magic number. So Bob says he has 34.5. That's a scary, scary thing for the North Penn School District. No time soon, Bob. You got many years left in you.
I'm not going anywhere. What are you talking about?
Good.
There's a reason I've been here for 34.5 years.
Yeah, great. All right. So I'm glad you're doing well.
Yeah.
Nice catching up with you. We'll talk a little bit more about the new school year coming up in our Question of the Pod segment. But with that, Bob, it's time to bring in our guest. Ooh, we got some music for this guest. Okay. All right. Tells you a little bit about the person, too. Okay.
A little upbeat.
Yeah, this person's
fun,
positive.
Brings positivity to everything she does.
Happy, lots of smiling.
We're going to wait till it kicks in here a little bit here before we bring her in. There we go.
Okay, so I am very pleased to introduce to you one of our curriculum supervisors in the curriculum department, of course, Mrs. Nina Fenstermaker. Welcome to the podcast, Nina.
Thank you. Hi, guys. I'm so happy to be here.
She seems very nervous and tense. We got to loosen her up here, Bob.
No need to be nervous. None. This is just a silly podcast. That's all we're doing right now.
All right. So, Nina, the focus of the podcast is just for the North Penn community to get to know people, see some of the folks behind the curtain, certainly, because you work over at the ESC with Bob and I, and just checking in. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Nina Fenstermaker? What's your role in the school district? And then we'll talk a little bit about some personal stuff.
All right, awesome. So I grew up in Abington, Pennsylvania, in a little town called North Hills, and graduated from Abington High School.
Okay.
Went off to Bloomsburg for college, and after college, I moved to Maryland. Lived there for about 9 years in a town called Bauer. Really cute town.
I know that.
Do you really
the Fresh
know?
Prince used to live there,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, but this is Maryland. This is Bauer, Maryland.
Okay,
Right. Great town, great people. I worked for Hartford County Public Schools. I was a special education teacher. I taught second grade for a year or so. moved back after I had my 2 kids, and now I live in the Lehigh Valley, working for North Penn School District.
What brought you to North Penn?
So when we were moving back from Maryland, I was convinced that I was going to move back to the place I grew up. I was convinced I was moving back to Glenside, Pennsylvania, and was searching for a job everywhere I could in Montgomery County. And North Penn brought me in for an interview, got a job as a special education teacher at North Wales Elementary School, and the rest is history. I never left.
The rest is history, they say, Bob.
I never left.
Bob, fun fact. Are you familiar with a local bakery down in like the Willow Grove area, Weinrichs? You familiar?
So I live in the North Penn School District.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't get out much.
Okay. All right. Understood. Well, Nina, that is in your family, correct? This bakery?
Yes,
Tell
it
us.
is. Yeah. So Weinrich's Bakery has been in our family for over 100 years, actually. It's been a long-standing bakery in the area. It was at one time at the Willow Grove Mall. It was started by my stepfather's grandfather.
Okay.
So he had the bakery, and then it went to my grandfather, and now my parents bought it. So it's a really cool thing to have in our family. My parents were not bakers. My dad actually was a lawyer. My mom was a guidance counselor at Carson Valley Children's Aid right here in Flourtown. Mm-hmm. So it was not their first career, but when my grandparents decided to retire, they said this needs to stay in the family. So they took over the bakery, and it's now ours.
You know what we're missing right now?
Oh,
cupcakes.
Treats.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was going
or butter cake.
Yeah.
Because Todd's favorite is butter cake.
Yes.
I have brought him some butter cake
There
before.
are definite benefits to having someone in the office whose family owns a bakery, Bob. Like, this is a thing. So if you don't have, listeners, if you don't have someone in your company or your place of work who owns a bakery, highly recommend.
All right, let's give the shout out again. Name and location. Where do they find it? Where are we all going this afternoon to get our baked goods? Give the ad. Go for it.
So Weinrich's Bakery in Willow Grove, Pennsylvania. It's now right across the street from the Willow Grove Mall, off York Road and 611.
All right. There's our first ad of the podcast.
There you go. All right. So we got the professional background, but you gave little nuggets of your family history. So you mentioned having children. So tell us a little bit about your family, your interests, what you do for fun.
Yeah. So my husband's Nick. Nick and I met in Bloomsburg. When we were both there, graduated 2007-ish. We have 2 kids. Emma is 10. She's going into 5th grade. My son, Nicholas, he is 8. He's going into 3rd grade this upcoming year. They're both super active kids. They're both very social. We take them everywhere. They're always with Nick and I. We spend a lot of time with family, a lot of time with friends. And they just are just the best kids. They're so adaptable. Nicholas is very into sports, loves football, then goes into his basketball season. Then he's got his baseball season. Just busy kids. Emma does cheer during the football season, then gymnastics. This year she took up ice skating and some horseback riding.
Both very expensive hobbies, by the way.
Tell me about it. Yeah. I had no idea that this was, the route that she was going to go. But, when they're excited about something and they ask you several times and it doesn't seem to end, you've got to let them try it.
Yeah.
And I was like that when I was growing up. I consider myself super active, not an athlete by any means. But you name the sport, I played it for at least a year. If someone said, hey, try out this sport with me or join this club with me, I'm like, sure, why not? Let's give it a shot, right? Never really turned anything down, but never really committed to that one sport.
Got it. All right. So I just made a connection in my mind. So Nina has 2 children, a girl and a boy. Todd has 2 children, a girl and a boy. So we went third person there. We did. Bob Gilmer.
Bing, same. Boy and a girl.
Has a boy and a girl. Yep. How about that? Bob, what was, so I'm sure your kids did a myriad of activities growing up. What was the one that really hit the wallet hard?
Oh.
Horseback riding, ice hockey, very expensive hobbies.
You know what? Not really any of them. My son was in Boy Scouts. There's a lot of camping and camp fees and those kinds of things. My daughter was in volleyball. There was the summer volleyball travel leagues, which any travel league begins to rack up. But it wasn't terrible. It wasn't. I wasn't buying a horse or anything.
No, we haven't bought a horse. There's no commitment there.
Oh yeah, I would say our experience thus far has been my daughter's travel lacrosse program is more expensive. Baseball, aside from the money you spend on the equipment yourself, like as a family, the costs for the teams hasn't been exorbitant. Bats are such a racket. Every year, the standards on baseball bats change, and you got to spend a couple $100 on a new bat.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But anyway, I digress. All right. So aside from keeping your children busy and out of trouble and exploring new things, what do you like to do for fun? What are your personal interests aside from your children and your family?
Just really anything active, anything by the water. If you take me by the water, I'm a happy girl.
A lake or an ocean? It
doesn't matter, honestly.
Okay.
We go to a lake, I'm on a paddleboard. I could just boat, hang out. Beach, I'm laying on the beach. I'm just like your wife. You mentioned this earlier before the podcast started that Nicole doesn't really like to go into the water at the beach. I'm kind of the same way. I'll be like in a boat on the water.
Okay.
But not really
I
swimming
agree.
around.
I'm in the same mode. I love being at the beach, but it's at the shore, and I like putting a chair right on the edge of the water.
Yeah.
And reading a book.
Dip the toe in.
Right? Yep. Dipping the toes in. But when you get out a little bit and you're feeling things you can't see, I don't know.
It's not your thing, huh?
It's not great.
Yeah. So lake or ocean for you?
I am more ocean.
Okay.
Yeah, more ocean for me.
100% lake.
You get more breeze.
Okay.
Coming off the ocean.
Now let me ask you this: if you go to a clear water beach, does that change it for you?
It's funny because you can see more.
Right.
So if it's a clear bottom and there's not a ton of stuff, that's great.
Yeah.
But if it's still like there's just a lot of stuff and seaweed or whatever on the ground and you're stepping into that, I see more things I don't want to see. Right?
So you don't like when you can't see it, and you don't like when you can see it.
I don't like anything on my feet that I don't know what it is. Right?
Okay.
Sand is great.
Yeah.
Rocks, fine.
Okay.
Something that squishes,
no,
not
thanks.
so much.
Understood. Okay. All right, Bob. So this is the point of the pod where we typically transition to some of the questions. We got local eats, we got question of the pod, and small wins. You choose this time for our special guest.
Right, just because I'm going to put it in order, we're going to do a little bit of, if you recognize the theme music, a little bit of local eats.
Ooh.
Wait for it to kick in. Here we go. There we go. Local eats.
Okay. All right. So you want to go first, last? What are we going to do here?
I'm going to go first.
Got it.
My favorite place is Wine-Rich Bakery in Willow Grove.
Well done, my friend. Well done.
I actually haven't been any new places since the last time we did this. I was sitting here kind of racking my brain to give a shout out to, but now I will future local eats myself to the bakery.
Yeah, that's total cop out
It
there,
is.
but we'll take it.
All right.
I appreciate it. My parents will love this.
Yeah, Nina, do you want to go second or third?
I can go.
Okay,
I can go.
ahead. Take it away.
So there's a place up in our town in Emmaus that we love to go to as a family. It's called Croc's Pub. It's on Shepherd's Hill Golf Course, and it's just a huge deck. They renovated the deck a couple years ago. Tons of seating. They always have live music. Sometimes they have trivia. And my kids just love it because they, can run around the deck area, and Nick and I, are sitting there just watching the whole scenery happen, and we even play the music trivia together as a family. So it's a cool place to go.
I really love the outdoor seating in places, and post-COVID, it's just almost every place kind of has it now.
Yeah.
If I can get a seat outside, it's beautiful.
I'm all in on outdoor seating.
Question about the outdoor seating. Dogs welcome?
Yes.
Yeah.
They actually have a dog menu.
Yeah. Game changer.
There you go.
For the dogs.
Yep.
So they have different kinds of treats, and they always bring a water bottle out, or
So here's a fun fact. I don't think I've discussed on the pod, but we have two dogs, and one of them is a Greater Swiss Mountain Dog who has epilepsy. And we are really tied to him because he needs his medication at certain intervals.
Sure.
If you don't, then he could have a seizure, all those things. So, of course, his medication is set up so that we have to give it to him at 5:45 when we wake up in the morning and 5:45 in the evening. So if you go out to dinner, that's a problem. So I love the places you can bring the dog and then just bring medication with you. So, all right, my local eat will be on Saturday night. My wife and I celebrated our 17th wedding anniversary. And
Hold on. That was me trying to do applause and smacking my mic.
There we go. Thank you, Bob. Thank you. It was a week ago, but of course we were on a baseball field. So this Saturday we had the time. We went to the Boiler Room, which is in Dublin, Pennsylvania, kind of near where the car driver license place is. There's a new spot there. They have a Neshaminy Creek Brewing. They actually have Nina's Ice Cream and Waffles. And then there's a fine dining restaurant called the Boiler Room that I read about. So I was like, let's go check it out. And it was really good. Small place. My wife is a vegetarian, so she had seasonal ravioli, and I had the scallops. So it was great.
Scallops.
Oh.
Yeah.
You got me at scallops.
Me too.
Really,
it's
really
being
good.
near the ocean. It's being water, right?
There you
The
go.
scallops. Love the scallops.
All right, Bob, what's next?
We're going to do a little bit of, what's the theme song here?
I don't know which theme song that is.
That's my theme song, actually. So, let's just going to talk about me for a little bit. No, I just hit the wrong track. Anyway, we're going to do small wins.
Okay.
This is a small loss for me right now, hitting the wrong track. But, yeah, there's my music.
I love it. All right.
Anyway, small wins.
We're going to flip the script here. So we'll go reverse order. I'll go first. You'll go last. Nina will be in between. So small wins. Mine is really simple. We were at the baseball field all weekend. I didn't have time to mow the lawn. And you know what I did Sunday night? I said, kids, tomorrow I want you to mow the lawn. And so my children are at an age now where I don't have to mow the lawn every time. And it was really nice to come home from work yesterday and the lawn was mowed.
Nice.
So
That's really nice.
Yeah, it was really, really nice just to say.
Did they trim too? Did they weed whack?
That didn't get done.
Okay, that's
and
fine.
Our property is pretty intricate. We have a bunch of hills. We have a sand mound. There's a bit of a detention basin. So I had to do all the difficult parts. But if it takes me 2.5 hours to mow the lawn, they did 2 hours of it. So it was great.
Oh, that's great.
It was great.
So I'm gonna mock something. So you have a detention basin.
Yes.
Your kids are there making up detentions?
No, it is not that.
Or is it a retention?
No, there's actually...
Detention?
Yes.
Is there a difference?
There is a difference.
Oh, now I look like the fool.
Yes. So I don't remember.
Edit it out.
Yes.
I have those powers. So.
Believe it. Do not. I love it when Bob makes a mistake. There's actually, and we went through this with the builder because he kept referring to it as a detention basin. I was like, isn't it retention? He's like, no, it actually doesn't retain it. So there is a difference. I don't know how it all works.
All right.
So maybe in the comments.
Please let us know the difference.
There you go.
I got all excited to make fun of you and backfired right in my face.
It is a detention basin. So I'll send you articles later. So, all right, go ahead. It is Nina's turn.
All right, my turn. So my kids or the whole family and I, we went to Knoebels recently, which is an old town amusement park. We went with a couple other families. And I actually went on a roller coaster with my children.
Okay.
Which I wasn't truly prepared to do.
Which one was it?
It was the Phoenix.
Oh, that's a nice roller coaster.
Yeah.
It's an old wood one, I believe, right?
Yeah.
It is.
It's got those sounds.
Right. And so I haven't been on a roller coaster. I can't tell you how long. But being on that roller coaster with my kids, I was literally screaming at the top of my lungs, which made them scream at the top of their lungs. And we just had a blast. Like, you know, as adults, I don't know how many times you can get that kind of like thrill where you're just screaming. But that happened with my kids, and it was fantastic.
Arms up or down?
Oh, mine were holding on to the railing. Yes. My
Dear
kids,
life.
arms up.
Yep.
Got it. Understood. All right, Bob.
I love Knoebels. Another shout out for Knoebels because it feels like old Dorney Park.
It does.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's not like one gate ticket. You come in, you buy tickets.
Yes.
So as parents, if you're not riding anything, you're just spending your money on like,
funnel cake
and snacks and all that good stuff.
Right.
But your kids, you just ticket. And there's great things like we're out of tickets. Kids, time to go. So you can use that as a reason to leave. So I love Knoebels. It's just a bit of a drive from here. Mm-hmm. And so at the end of the night, it's like 9 o'clock at night. And you're like, that was great. I got to drive home. It's like,
Next time you'll have to camp. We camped for 2 nights.
I know the campers camp. Yeah. And you got that big pool there and all that. Mm-hmm. Small win. Keep it going, right?
Yep.
So this is work related.
That's okay.
But typically between board meetings, we've been trying to keep the boardroom set up with microphones and tape and cable, and it's hard.
Okay.
Something always happens in between. So I figure summertime is going to be the spot.
Sorry about that one time, Bob.
It's the perfect timing.
Nina is the guilty person once in a while.
She may or may not have ripped my stuff apart one meeting, but
I've learned my lesson.
But
Keep going.
This summer, this last meeting from Tuesday to Thursday, I came in on Thursday. Nothing had moved. Nothing had changed. Nothing. I was able to like check it, and I was walked in, and it worked. And it was a small win for me. I expected to come in and reset stuff anyway. So I got to go into the board meeting. Didn't have to set that up. Didn't have to tear it down. Did it the next day, and I got home earlier, and I actually got to see my daughter who was passing through town. So that small win for me allowed me to see my daughter, not waste time. I got to come home from the board meeting, and she rolled in like right after me. So I'm like, I got here before you. So it was nice. So
that's great.
Thank you, Nina.
All right. So last one. Do we have?
Yeah, we'll see what I do next.
Maybe we'll do my intro music. Maybe
we'll see
whatever we got here. Go ahead.
I think yes.
Question of the pod.
Here we go.
Okay, we'll enjoy this. This reminds me of. Did you ever see the movie Tron?
Oh yeah, I love Tron.
Yeah.
Even the new Tron is good.
I like the new Tron. Yeah. And the ride at Disney World is amazing.
Haven't been there yet.
Oh, you got to do it.
Very disappointed I haven't been there yet, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Anyway. And bring that down a little bit.
Yep.
All right. So the question of the pod, since we are in mid to late July at this point, is what is the best part about a new school year approaching? What is the best part? Nina, your choice on the order of answers here. You want to go first? You want to go last? You want to keep it at second? Your choice.
I'll go first this time.
All right. Take it away.
All right. So I'm actually going to take this from my wonderful supervisor, Dr. Hart. She says this, and I couldn't agree with it more. It's every year you reinvent yourself, or you reinvent the year, right? We have that opportunity in education to every year kind of reboot and reinvent what it is that we want about that school year. So starting up this 24-25 school year, we're creating it, right? This is where it all happens.
Yeah, I love that. All right, I'll go second. Ooh.
I'm filling a little space
There we go. Just fill the void for me. All right. So I will say there's so many things. I love the new staff coming in and our convocation celebrate. I love so many things. But I think the sign of a new school year for me is when the athletes start coming back. So I usually run around the campus in the mornings. I utilize Crawford Stadium or the fitness center or the pool or whatever. And this morning I was going for my run and a bunch of kids started showing up down at the track. It's like, and then I saw Mr. Mike Werner, the cross-country coach. I'm like, oh, here we go. Fall sports. I thought it was just a couple kids coming for a run. It was the team coming to get ready for preseason. So it just symbolizes kids are coming back and doing the things that they love and embracing the activities and the things that we offer beyond the classroom. So as those fall sports start picking up, it just symbolizes to me, here we go. We're gearing up. So that's my favorite moment to start a new school year.
Yeah, an easy one for me is it's just... And our TV crew, it's quiet here around the studios right now, but bringing all the kids back. And the tough part is we graduate a great group of seniors that know a lot and teach the kids, the other students, the sophomores and juniors. And then we renew and reinvent ourselves every year because it's required because they have a whole new crew again, right? So I just love getting the energy back in the building. So the noise, the people, the shuffling, that's why we're all here. I just love when kids are back in the building. So our crew will be coming in here in about 2-3 weeks because we have games that start before the school year, and we start getting our new sophomores up to speed.
Oh, that's great. All right. Well, I'm starting to get excited. You know, they say that August is the Sunday of summer for educators, but the momentum starts to build and people start trickling in and people start working in their classrooms, and it's just an exciting time of year. So, Bob, I think that's it, but I'm not letting you off the hook.
Oh, no.
I said at the start that I was going to put you on the spot and ask you what the 4 E's are. So this podcast is called Educating with Ease, and the E's stand for something here in North Penn. And Nina's here to help you if you need help.
Oh, yeah.
So what are the E's, Bob? Take it away.
So thanks for putting me on the spot, and I should just write them down and have them tattooed on the back of my hand. But we elevate learning, we engage our community, we exceed expectations, and we eat the wine-rich bakery. Nina, 4.
We ensure belonging.
Of course.
Ensure
belonging, yeah.
Yeah, that was just another plug for the bakery.
That's
Thank you,
what I was trying to do.
But on behalf of Mrs. Nina Fenstermaker, Mr. Bob Gilmer, and myself, Todd Bauer, we really appreciate you listening, watching this episode. Thanks for caring. We'll see you soon, everyone. Bye-bye.